I have no idea how to start this.
Oh.
I guess a brother's love is a brother's love. Gone in 60 Seconds is next.
Damn, is that another quote from the movie I didn't
I
remember?
don't know. You'll find out.
Okay, so well, if we want to talk about the movie, I honestly thought when you said Gone in 60 Seconds, I thought it was the same exact movie, but maybe knockoff version of Catch Me If You Can. So I honestly thought Gone in 60 Seconds was just recasted with a different crew.
Wait. So you thought that? Did you know Nicolas Cage was in this?
Yeah, I think I knew Nick Cage was in it. I had no idea
Okay.
Angelina Jolie was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then I thought it was like the same premise and plot as Catch Me If You Can.
Oh my gosh, can you can you imagine Nick Cage car chasing through an airport or airplane chase through an airport? What do you know how that came about? Like, why did you think that?
Because I thought, like, I think from the movie title itself, it just sounded similar. And
Interesting.
then instead, I had no idea that Gone in 60 Seconds is literally the same as Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Okay. It is so. I didn't think about this until you said something.
Yeah.
Right. So Fast and Furious 2001, Gone in 60 Seconds 2000. So in some
No, but
world,
also Gone in 60 Seconds is a remake.
right? So a
So, like,
remake of 1974, but I looked it up and watched some of it.
yeah,
It's
it's
not good.
it's bad.
It is the longest car. You ever want to watch a movie and then realize you've made a huge mistake? The car scene, longest car scene in movie history.
Yeah.
Guess how long it is?
7 minutes, 35 seconds.
40 minutes. It's a whole 40-minute chase
Wait,
scene.
how long is the movie?
Like an hour and 30 minutes, like a tight 90. Almost half of it.
But is there did you see if there's any resemblance to the, like,
Yeah, so
later
there
remake?
are some. So it's like loosely based on the same idea where a guy's a car thief
Yeah.
and he's got to steal 48 cars in like a
Okay,
day.
which also absurd, right? Like,
Well, I mean that's
that's
kind of the
impossible. It's, like,
idea.
impossible.
I think so, but so so it's still 48 cars
Yeah.
in a day or 2 days. And it was $400,000 in the original movie, where in this movie it's $200,000. So it was more money to steal
Wait,
48 cars
I didn't
in
I didn't wait,
1974.
I didn't
Oh, you didn't even realize how
I
much
didn't
money
even
it
catch
was?
there was money
Oh, yeah,
involved.
yeah, yeah. You make some money, you save your brother.
No, I thought he said he wouldn't make any money, he would just be saving his brother.
Oh no, he'd
He
make
just had a deal.
$200,000 too. That was
Oh.
part of the deal.
Oh,
So I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. It was on TV all
okay.
the time back when I was getting home from middle school and high school, and yeah, it's an easy
Was it
movie
like a
to.
TBS movie?
Yeah, yeah,
TNT?
TNT, TBS. You watch it, you pick it up at any point. It's got great quotes, which we'll get into, and so it's just it's one of those movies that I think it's so bad that it's great, and some of
No,
the
it's great.
you just
If I knew that Gone in 60 Seconds was the exact same as Fast and Furious, and you know how much I
there's
heart
the bar,
Fast and
Fast and
Furious,
Furious.
then we'd have been golden. I would've watched it all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Like a
How
typical
close do
high
you
school
think it
movie.
is to Fast and Furious?
It's honestly, like, the same. Like, okay, like, Nicolas Cage is Dom, right? And then
Okay,
there's, like, a girl, right, in the scene. Like, there's a girl, and there's a girl in the,
a
Fast and
badass
Fur a
car
badass,
jockey, you
yeah,
know.
which is Angelina Jolie.
Mm.
And then it's literally about family. Like, there's this blood family,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's car chasing, and it's like you have to rally up a gang, and I feel like it's probably almost the same number of people in each movie. Like, it's I don't know, like,
That's
what,
probably a
6,
similar
yeah.
sized crew.
Yeah, and there's, like, the brains guy, right, who does the little,
Yeah,
like,
the tech guy, the
mhm,
nerdy dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
and there's always a bad guy who's just, like, of course, has to have a different accent, like Jason Statham, had a different accent. You have, like, this comedy relief a little bit in a way.
the ludicrous. The
Mhm,
ludicrous is the other the other black guy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Ludacris did a lot
Well, there's
better.
multiple black guys in Fast and Furious, so
Yeah, well, the other guy is Chai McBride. He's in like Waiting, which I think we watched
yeah,
recently,
watch
and
Waiting.
he's in that. He's the dishwasher.
Oh,
He's
okay,
always
okay,
out there
yeah.
smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So he's doing that, and he does that perfect here. But I gotta say, if Ludacris was in Gone in 60 Seconds, this movie would have been in the
Top tier.
stratosphere. Yeah, yeah, so good.
Well, Luda didn't come on to Fast and Furious until, like, the 2nd movie or the
Yeah, the
3rd
second
movie?
movie.
So, my other question was, like, why did Gone in 60 Seconds not have a sequel?
That's a good question.
Like,
it didn't have it. This one, as far as I know, never had to have or tried to have a sequel. Where I think you were doing research for this one,
yeah,
and the
the
original
original.
tried to have a sequel, but people died in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, the main character, the director, the
Dude,
producer, the some like, a lot of people.
that's not just one
I mean, if
person.
they had a
That's
freaking
everybody.
40-minute car scene, chase scene, like, I mean, it makes sense that
Well,
people
that
are
was
just
in the
like,
first one. So
I know,
did
I'm
they
just saying
have
the
like a
second one, maybe.
60-minute car scene in
I
the
don't
second
know.
one, and they all died? I mean, who knows?
I just think it's crazy that it's literally so similar, and Fast and Furious franchised it, but Gone in 60 Seconds didn't.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't get Nick Cage. Nick
Okay,
Cage
also, can we
is
talk about how Nick Cage literally monotone the same person, like, in every movie?
well. That's one of my other questions. Do you think Nick Cage is more Nick Cage in this movie, or is he less Nick Cage
I
compared to
honestly
other?
don't know what Nick Cage is like in real life, so I can't
Well,
tell.
I mean,
I just
okay.
know his voice is the exact same, like, he just has the same exact tone of voice in a lot of movies.
Well, you don't think that he like you're saying he doesn't act well, or he doesn't have range in acting? What do you mean? Be careful.
I don't I don't think he ever changes up his voice. Like, you know how some people put on accents and, like, do
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
or whatever, he doesn't ever. So he can act, but it's just, like, his voice is exact same every time,
Yeah, I
and it
know,
has
but you
this.
don't buy it. Do you buy it every single time?
Yeah, and I can't tell if it's, yeah, I can't tell.
That's because Nick Cage is a god. I think that Nick Cage is still phenomenal in this. Now, is he great? No, he's weird, and I'm just like, how did he ever pull down? How did Memphis Reigns ever pull Angelina Jolie in this movie? She's a smoke show,
Okay, but,
and
I
this
mean,
dude.
he's retired, he's a little bit older, right? Like, you can imagine, you can have, like, imagination for he could have been a hot stud back in the day.
Okay, so
That you might have a receding
he had
hairline now, you know, like.
he'd only been gone for 6 years in the movie. That's a long age of six
Yeah, but he's
years.
also coaching, like, little go-kart racing kids, like, that puts a lot of big toll
Yeah,
on you.
yeah. I guess if you do coach 20 little shitheads,
Yeah,
that you might age very quickly and lose your
yeah.
hair.
So I think that's probably why.
Yeah, I think this movie is still a classically great bad movie with great.
I mean, I don't even think it's a bad movie.
Well, so let me.
What do you classify as
So
a
I'm
bad movie?
classifying it as a bad movie because some of the writing and some of the ways that they get to the plot are some of the most stereotypical things in the world, right? So there's a scene where Memphis is going back to talk to his mom, right? So he's come back.
Can you get him out?
It means doing things. Things I told you I'd never do again.
Okay, so I guess, like, you don't watch the movie for the plot.
Right. So do you think that all right, do you think that Fast and the Furious is a good movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we just have different definitions of what a good movie
It's
is.
just like, okay, yeah, it's just like a fun movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And, like,
I don't
you
think it's
would,
going to win best picture.
yeah, but you would leave the movie theater feeling satisfied that you watched the movie.
Oh, 100%. I would go
So
see
that
this
mean, like, yeah, that's a good
if
movie.
they release this for like a 25th anniversary
Yeah,
in
it's
theaters,
good.
I will be there.
Yeah.
So the other quotes too, it's like, this is one last job, never doing this again. Like, come
Oh
on,
my
dude.
god.
Like, these tropes that they
My
go in,
family.
the best of the best, retired when he was at the top of his game, and he's got to
Yeah.
come back for one last job for what? For family.
So do you still think it holds up?
Yeah. Again, I watched this movie 3 times in the preparation for this podcast because
Like, you watched it 3
yeah,
times in a row.
absolutely.
Wait, like, 3 times in 1 day or 3 times, like, 3 days in a row or something?
2 times in one day, and one day before I watched by myself,
Yeah.
and then I watched it in the morning, and then we watched it again at night.
Oh, dang.
I really do love this movie. It's so
Is it
easy
a
because
tight 90?
it's 147 minutes, I think.
Okay.
So it's not quite a tight 90, but it might as well should be.
Wait, it's
Uh,
147
I'm
minutes?
sorry, an hour and 47 minutes. An hour and 47 minutes.
I was like, that is over 2 hours.
Yeah, that would be rough. Though I would still watch it.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, it's just the writing is so simplistic. You don't have to think that hard, and you're just there for a good time.
Yeah,
So one of the days we'll have to do Con Air, which is another Nick Cage movie. It's written by the same guy,
okay.
Scott
So,
Rosenberg.
do you think Nicolas Cage, this was, like, his prime time where he was just, like, cranking out movies and it was, like, he was on the up and up, or
So I I don't know if Nick Cage has peaked yet. Again, you didn't go see the massive weight of
the
insurmountable
one where he was,
talent or
like,
whatever
hitting
it's
himself
called.
or
Yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah,
or
yeah. It's incredible. And so I do think that he had not yet peaked in his like popularity at the time.
Okay.
Now that I'm saying that, he did because Con Air was 97. This was 2000. He does like National Treasure, I think, in like '03 or '04. I could
Yeah,
be off
I
on
watched
that.
that.
But then Kick Ass, he breaks for a little bit, loses like $56 million in gambling losses or something. We'll deep dive another time into Nicolas Cage. And then comes back and does like Kick Ass, Ghost Rider, and movies back to back to back to make money again.
Mhm.
And he took off and became like this
Mm.
cult figure, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
very
I
cool.
think that this actually, I
At
think
his peak?
National Treasure probably was his original peak.
So he's almost at his climax at this
I
point.
mean, this is also Jerry Bruckheimer who does the producing of this, who did Bad Boys.
Okay.
He did Pirates of the Caribbean, all of them. He does so many just like big movies. He's
Mm.
no Michael Bay. Michael Bay directs, but like Jerry Bruckheimer does so many of these in the 2000s. This dude is on a tear.
Yeah,
Remember the Titans? Not like it was a blockbuster, obviously a
yeah.
different style, but like this man's on a tear. So if you're working with him, you're probably like peaking in that realm. So I think it could be. I think that National Treasure I put it for when he peaked, but I do think this is like some top tier Nick Cage acting as well.
Wait, what is Nick Cage Nick Cage acting?
Nick Cage acting almost is overacting, but it's good.
But I think it's not overacting because he's so monotone, so, like, it brings it down.
When we would do Con Air, you're gonna have a field day with monotone acting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, the other thing I remembered from this movie was that Tom Cruise was referenced in the movie, and
Mm.
and then I was like, I wasn't sure what 1, I didn't look up when this movie came out, so I wasn't sure, but I also didn't know, like, at that time, was he very relevant? Like, was he already, like,
Oh,
big star?
huge,
Oh,
huge. So Mission Impossible was 96. I think Jerry Maguire was 95, and then he does Eyes Wide Shut and gets real
okay.
weird with Nicole Kidman right in 99. I
Never
think
watched that?
it's interesting. Yeah,
Okay.
we can watch it one day. And he does a few others like right in there. That Vanilla Sky is in there, which was like a big movie, even if it was kind of weird. So yeah, he is. I mean, Tom Cruise has been on Apex for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's why I was
So
like, I
like, but
wasn't sure.
he
I was like,
is.
was he still really young at the time? And he just got referenced. I don't even remember what the reference is about. I just know that he was
Uh,
referenced, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
the reference is they find the cars in the beginning scene, and the cop goes, "I don't care if these cars are owned by Tom Cruise. We're going to impound these for a month."
So it was like he was already a famous person.
Yeah, yeah, he was. Well, you think about it. Top Gun was like 84 or 86.
Oh, I
So
didn't
like
know it was
he's
that
been
like
famous
for a
for
long time
forever. So
because he's
anyway,
still famous now.
yeah, and the Mission Impossibles, I'll digress, are still great, and also Maverick, top tier, top tier. All right, well, anyway, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna do some fun questions next.
Why are we doing quotes?
All right, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna do some quotes next.
Okay, great.
So I quote movies incessantly.
Yeah.
Are there any quotes from this movie that you picked up on now that you've seen it that you've heard me say before?
And there's only one quote I picked up on, and I looked at you when we watched the movie, I think, and you remembered
Which
it,
one?
and it was like, "Baby, don't be so
Oh,
mean."
dude, yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's
like, I
on
had
the
no idea.
list.
I honestly thought it was from like that was from like some TV show or something that random that you watched, like not from
Oh,
this movie.
oh man, that is one of the top tier quotes.
Baby, don't be so mean!
Yeah. So I do love that one. So that's one that Ty and I would say constantly.
Yeah.
All right, let's try a few others.
Okay.
All right, that was literally number one on my list.
Yeah, it was like the most memorable one.
No. What are you doing?
Who says
Stop right there. That's far enough right there, Atlee.
who says that?
No? Okay, it's
Oh wait, it's the bad guy.
yeah, it's near the end, near the bad guy.
Oh,
What are you doing? No.
I don't remember you
It's
quoting this.
classic. You'll start hearing it. All right, that's one. All right, 1 for 1. Not great.
Brother's love is a brother's love.
I mean, you literally just said this
I
at the beginning of the podcast, but I feel like I've heard you say that too.
that's another good one.
Wait, is it by the same guy that does "Baby Don't Be So Mean"? Same person?
No,
Different character?
two black guys.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. No, one of the brother's love is a quote, or is the cop at the end.
Oh.
and the
Oh,
other
oh,
one
yeah, 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 yeah.
is
Okay, got it.
is
It's the one of the
the
gang.
crew,
Yeah.
yeah, part of the heist crew.
See you tomorrow night, Eleanor. With your fine ass.
It might just be the last part that you've
Okay,
heard me
yeah,
say
I don't think I've
before.
ever heard Eleanor before. Because
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
said
yeah.
Eleanor before, I would have been on it if we saw it in the movie.
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
I was like, Eleanor is not like a sexy name in my opinion. So I have that as a question later, but
Okay, well, I mean,
that's why I was
it's a '67 GT 500. '67.
no,
Eleanor
but
might have been a sexy name.
oh, I see. But I was like, Eleanor is not like a yeah.
I don't disagree, but
So if you had
teach their
quoted
own.
the whole quote with Eleanor in it, I would have remembered.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Eleanor with a fine ass, and you'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who's Eleanor?" It's like, "Oh, it's a car. I swear, it's a
Yeah.
car." All right. Well, those are the main quotes from this, and I'm gonna move into some fun questions, maybe some unanswerable questions.
Funkies.
So this is one that I think you've seen Snatch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that with Jason Statham? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was.
Yeah. Do you remember Bulletproof Tony?
Briefly, maybe.
Okay. So he is Sphinx in this movie.
Oh, same guy, also British.
Also British.
Yeah.
Is there a world where Sphinx is Bulletproof Tony?
That's rough. I feel like Snatch came out a lot earlier, right?
It actually came out the same year.
No way.
It was also in 2000. Yeah.
Why did he make that movie at the same time?
I mean, who knows when they shot it? Sometimes they shoot, it takes longer in post production and all that stuff. So there's a world where Bulletproof Tony moved to Long Beach.
Yeah.
And started stealing cars. How do you feel about Angelina Jolie being a grease monkey? What do you think?
I mean, I buy it. Like, I feel like it's very much more her Tomb Raider days than her like later days. But I just think she got hotter. I don't like her with the blonde hair.
You don't like the greasy dreadlocks coming off?
It doesn't. I mean, I think she would look good with dreadlocks, just not blonde dreadlocks.
She's pretty hot. She'd get it.
I don't know.
What?
Like, not in this movie.
No way. You're telling me that if Angelina Jolie, even with blonde dreadlocks in this movie, came up to you and started moving, you'd be like, "Nah, I'm good."
I just don't know. Maybe it's just like not. I don't know. She made me look like she looked a little like albino.
Oh, interesting.
Like it didn't. It looked too like alien.
All right.
And I like she wasn't Wanted, right? Was she Wanted?
I
No.
think that was her.
Okay. I just think she looks so much better with dark hair, I guess.
Okay.
And like that makes her look, because like her eyes are really light, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not looking at her eyes.
Buy or sell.
All right. You can do that after this.
Buy or you sell. Yes or no.
Well, yeah, we're moving into buy or sell. You're gonna buy or sell these. All right, I'm gonna throw some things at you.
Okay.
And tell me if you're gonna buy them or sell them.
Okay, so buy is I want.
Yeah, you think it's solid. You buy it. You're like, okay, I'm into it.
Yeah,
If you sell it, you're like, no, get the hell out of here.
Okay.
All right. First off, Angelina Jolie as a mechanic.
Buy. I think I would buy it that she.
So you thought she was a solid actress and that you bought her as the mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay. Lowrider as a pre-boost song.
Oh, see, okay, this is where I feel.
Dun, dun,
Okay,
dun,
my
dun, dun,
personally,
dun,
I
dun,
would
dun.
sell, but for the time period, I would buy because it's like earlier.
Lowrider was written, I believe, in the 70s.
Yeah.
But this movie was in 2000.
No, but like for their age. For the people, like,
got it. Okay.
Like if I were to be, it's like your walk-up song when you're like
Yeah,
going to bat, right? Like
okay,
it has to be for your age range. Just like for myself, it would be
so
to
it's a
sell, but for
buy.
them,
All right. All right. I like that. It's a solid answer. Eleanor being the unicorn.
I mean, the car by the name sell.
Oh, come on.
I couldn't do the name. It was just like I was like, I can't believe Eleanor is the name that they're gonna use.
I mean, it was not an unpopular name back in probably the day.
In the 2000s.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right, so buy the car. Yeah, that car.
Buy the car. That car was very sexy, but sell the name.
All right. The bad guy's wood obsession.
Mahogany table with cloud lift pattern. Black walnut wine table. Metal's cold, ugly. Wood's warm, clean. provided by nature.
Oh, very confusing cell.
Yeah, you're. I'm always confused by
It
when
was,
he
like,
gets into
very,
this.
like, a little too sexual when he was, like when Nick Cage was beating up the wooden
Oh,
chair at the
at the
end.
end, yeah.
It was like this it's like a sexual fantasy for the wood, not even just, like, he's obsessed with good wood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's obsessed. Okay,
yeah.
so selling that. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna move on next to speed round. I'm gonna ask you a few questions to give you some multiple choice for these.
Okay.
All right,
Are
and
these,
then
like,
we'll
facts?
see. Yeah,
Facts?
these are
Okay,
facts.
facts, okay.
All right,
Facts.
what do you think the budget was for this movie? 10 to 50 million, 50 to 100 million, 100 to 250, or over 250 million?
What is usually over 250?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Avengers Endgame was 356 million.
Oh, and that movie was over the top. Okay. I'm gonna go with option B.
So you're going with 50 to 100 million? All right. You are, you know what? I'll give it to you. It's approximately 100 million. I got 103 million occasionally,
Okay. I
197
feel
million.
like
So
that
yeah, all
counts.
right, all right, fine, fine, fine. You get that
One.
one. One to Wendy.
Yeah.
All right. Now, box office. So how much money did it make in the movie theaters? So 2000s, people are still going to movies.
Yeah.
For reference, in game, I think made like $1.2 billion in the theaters. It could be even more than that.
Okay. But Endgame came
So
out at such a different time or whatever.
I agree. 50 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 500, or 500 to a billion.
I'm gonna go with 200 to 500.
All right.
Final answer.
2 for 2. The official box office was 237 million.
Pretty good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna move on to some ratings here. Rotten Tomatoes. All right. So
Okay.
I want you to guess the audience score
hmm
and the critic score. Audience score. What do you think?
Audience score. I'm gonna go with an 85.
85. Man, you're saying that's a high score.
Yeah, because it was fun, right? Like audience, I feel like it's always like they're more into fun movies than they are about like the
Okay.
plot.
Yeah. Audience score 77.
Okay,
Yeah, I
not
feel
bad.
like that. No, that's real good. I mean, if you're within like 10 points, I
Yeah.
feel like you deserve the win. All right, now critic score
Critic score. I'm gonna go with 56.
56. Why 56? I mean, lower fine because it's not winning Best Picture,
Yeah.
but that's a big drop for you. That's a 30-point
I
drop.
feel like the critics are always about something that's like provocative and like new, you know?
I mean, like, what would make this a provocative movie?
Um, I don't know. Probably different location. Um, more diverse cast.
Yeah, maybe if they were saving, human sex trafficking
Yeah.
from some.
Yeah. Like some other topic, not just like saving his little brother, it's like saving,
All right. Well, critic score 25. So
Okay, you can't even give me shit for like saying
I know. I'm saying 25. That's one of
rough.
that's just wrong. All
That's also
right.
like such a big gap between critic
I
and
don't
audience.
know
Like
very
it's one of the
many.
biggest gaps I've
Yeah,
seen.
I don't know very many gaps that are nearly that large. So
Yeah.
yeah, 25. All right.
Did you read like any of the things as to
No, I
why?
haven't read any of the reviews. Well, I'll go back and maybe we'll add that in. And one of the best quotes on Rotten Tomatoes that was right there is that quote, "In this film, we learned that it takes 8,000 pounds to crush a car, but only one screenwriter to pound out such a lame movie."
Oh my gosh. That was
So,
such a lame
yeah,
review.
it's not great. That's Time Magazine.
That was a freaking magazine? I thought
Yeah,
it was just like some individual person.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll flash some others up on the screen, see if they're any good. Maybe put some of that great 2000s techno music behind it.
Oh, Sandstorm. I
How
really
did you feel about the music? Wasn't it good?
good music.
Good music.
Good
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I personally like the Low Rider song.
Oh, no, I mean, like, so, like, there
The
was
other music.
yeah, so that there was, like, 2000s really housey techno music when they were, like, in the midst of the car stealing and things like
I
that.
mean, I was into it, so it must have been
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, and then also, like, that very, like, ethereal music when they see Eleanor.
Oh yeah, that's good
Yeah,
too.
that's good stuff, right? All right. Next, we're gonna move on to a segment we're gonna try here. 6 Degrees of Ocean's
This
11.
is rough. I'm gonna
All
be
right. Well, hey, look, maybe you'll get better as time goes on.
yeah.
But I would like within 6 movies, you have to get to Ocean's 11 by connecting actors from this movie to find one that gets to Ocean's 11.
Okay. So I was gonna do Wanted if that's the right movie for
Okay.
Angelina Jolie. X-Men First Class.
That is the ones that he is in, yeah, where he plays Professor X.
Yeah. Go Silver Linings Playbook.
Okay.
Either like Brad Pitt or George Clooney, right?
I mean, that's a good bet. Matt Damon,
Yeah. I just don't know what movie.
Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia.
I know the people in Ocean's 11. I just don't know what the movie with
All
Robert
right,
De
you got
Niro.
10 seconds.
Because Robert De Niro is like the freaking Godfather guy, right?
He is in one of the Godfathers, he's not known for the Godfather
Oh.
performance. He's in part 3.
Oh.
Al Pacino's the guy from the Godfather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Unfortunately, that's a failure. You could have made this real easy on yourself. Who was Angelina Jolie married to back in the day?
Oh shit. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
There you go. 1 degree of separation.
I didn't even think about that because
Yeah.
they're divorced now.
Yeah, there you go. So failed that one.
I did not even make that connection.
Now we're gonna do 5 whys. Who, what, when, why, how. Oh, that's not it.
No.
I'm gonna read
Who,
it.
what, when,
Yeah,
where, why?
yeah. All right, that wasn't great. I was gonna
What
redo
did you
that.
get in English class?
I mean, in my AP exam, I think I got a 3.
Same.
Okay.
I think that was the only B I got.
Well, I also grew up in America, so.
Anyway, I have my 5 whys.
All right. So in this segment, we're gonna take the 5 W's, and each of us are gonna ask a question of each one of those W's, and the other will answer. All right, Wendy, let's go first.
We're starting with who, right?
Yep. Who?
All right. So, who would you predict to die out of the crew if they were to make a sequel?
Oh, easy. That boxer meathead guy that was gonna bonk the cop. He's the guy that got the keys from the dealership.
Yeah, the dumb
That dude
guy.
is just so stupid.
Okay.
Guaranteed
Okay.
he would like drive off a building
Believe that.
because he'd be in Fast and Furious next.
Yeah, because he was one of the young crews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What song would be your pump up song for the boost?
Ooh, I think it's gonna have to be "Welcome to My House."
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that was good, right? I feel like it's like a good pump up.
Yeah, but like you're about to go steal 50 cars in one night, and you're gonna want bum bum bum
Yeah.
bum bum.
I mean, okay, I feel like
All right, let's ride.
I have to go with that because that's like the first song that came in my mind. What would you do? Yeah, see, now it's too long.
I'd probably go with like the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
No, that's not the vibe I would go for. No.
You know what song I'm talking about?
Now after you said that,
Yeah, okay.
but that's not the vibe I would go for. Okay, my what would be the sexiest car you would steal as your Eleanor?
I have always wanted 1968 Chevy Stingray. It's pretty much the exact one that's in Rush Hour that Chris Tucker drives. That car is like pinnacle for me.
Okay. But you never touched like
no, I don't think our neighbors down the street had a 67, and we used to take care of their cats. And
So
when they would go out of town, we would sit in the car, and my brother and I would be like the coolest guys in the world. We never took it out. We were too scared for that.
We could always go to a car show, and like I'm sure there's like probably a car show in Chicago that would do that.
Yeah, they had them at the auto show.
Oh, they did.
They had some classics in there, but like I'd like to drive one, but I'd be too scared. What about you?
The car would do?
Yeah.
It would have to be a car that have like the flying doors.
Oh, like a DeLorean or a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
That's your only criteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not a Tesla.
A Tesla.
I mean, that was just an everyday car.
Yeah.
That's literally on the road in LA all the time now.
Every day.
Every day.
All right. What's your win?
Ooh. Wendy win.
All right. When did Sphinx move to the U.S.?
I would say probably. Well, I guess he would have had to know Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Before, so it would have been at least 6 years because I initially was gonna be like 3 years, So I'm gonna say maybe 8 years.
Okay, so you're thinking like sometime in like the early 90s.
Yeah.
He came. What did he come over for?
Um, maybe the opportunity. Oh, maybe
Oh,
because
yeah, the opportunities that America
I
presents
wonder if
you.
it's because he was like a big talker in the UK or something and got himself into a lot of trouble because he lied his way through a lot of stuff, and then
Mm.
he wanted to change his identity to a way when he moved to the US he became a non-talker.
Oh, he took like a Buddhist vow of
Something like that.
silence.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. All right, all right.
My first why is more rhetorical, I guess, but why are we supposed to know what a boost is? At the beginning of the movie, I was so confused.
I mean, I think I don't know. You just assume that a boost is stealing cars.
It's like a typical word, right? Like if we
I
were
don't
to
think
if
it's
we
like
were to
a.
Urban Dictionary this right now, you think boost would be the number? That'll be the number one thing for boost. I don't think so,
I think it'd be like top 2.
but sorry, I went on UrbanDictionary.com and the first, you know, how there's like a daily word.
Yeah.
The first word was womb sniffer.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know.
Don't click on that
Yeah, I'm
one. You
not
don't
gonna.
want that on your history.
Well, it's already on my history, I guess. Oh shit. Okay, boost just means to steal, but that doesn't mean you're stealing cars.
I think you lose this one.
Number two, boost to steal. Number three, boost when something's unsure. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Last but not least, where is Memphis Reigns now?
Wait, it's where? No, where did? Oh shit. Sorry, go again.
Last but not least, where is Memphis Reigns now?
I like to think somewhere in the south.
Okay, I'm picturing.
Yeah, maybe along the Texas border, Gulf of Mexico side.
Oh, okay. On the
Where
water.
on the water, where there's like a lot of land in Texas, so it's like very easy to drive for fun around and not like really get caught. But then he also has the beach to chill and relax, and there's probably a lot of kids there, so he can train them
You
up.
think he's still doing kid stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I bet he got back into stealing cars in Texas. Made a new name for himself.
You think so?
Dallas Reigns. Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Mm.
Where, like city wise, do you think is the best place for a car heist?
For a heist,
Anywhere in the world.
I
You can
mean,
do the moon.
L.A. is good because it's got that classic the drainage pipe where they did it in this one where he was out
Oh yeah, that was
racing the
good. That was
chopper.
good.
I feel like every car's one that
I've
does
ridden my
that.
bike through there.
Though I gotta say, like I feel like if I'm going like a European city
There's
that
smaller
there's
streets.
smaller streets, weird streets too. You know, like
Yeah.
London makes no sense from like a grid perspective. So I'll go London.
London.
Yeah,
Okay. I like
there
that.
are some really
Like,
good
you can't really
ones.
get big cars there. Like you would never be stealing some trucks or anything.
Well, the Bourne Identity one in Paris is one of the best car scenes of all time. So
It was not a big car, right?
it's a Mini Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big
So
car.
you don't need a big car for a
No,
big
yeah, I'm
scene.
just saying
This
like
isn't the Fast and the Furious,
yeah,
Wendy.
okay, well, can we believe like also I forgot to mention this, but how they freaking stole like a suburban car?
Oh yeah.
Like what
Why
the
are
fuck
they
was that?
stealing just a
Yeah.
Suburban? I don't know.
That was a big car though.
All right, now that Wendy's watched, are there any actors, any writers, directors, anything you're going to take from this movie and you're going to be like, you know what, I'd like to dive deeper into that because that was cool. I'd like to see more movies with this person. Anything?
I mean, I think it just made the Nicolas Cage lore even
No, so
greater.
more Nick
'Cause I
Cage
had no
movies.
yeah, I would never have thought that he would be like a, you know, like a Dominic Toretto. Like, I just never imagined him being like a car
The
heist
ringleader of
Yeah,
a car thievery
yeah,
ring.
yeah,
Look, I told you before, Nicolas Cage has range.
yeah.
Never doubt Nicolas Cage.
True. But it did make me miss like I think the early 2000s where things were like not over the top and it was just still a fun movie.
Oh, okay.
Like I think
Yeah.
it made me want to watch more early 2000s movies where it's just like a lot of fun.
Yeah, like so 90s, 2000s action
Yeah,
films that haven't gotten like crazy CGI
yeah,
where you're not watching the Transformers
yeah,
go ape shit. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
It
no.
relied more, I think, on acting.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
then we'll watch some more Nicolas Cage movies in the future because those rely heavily on acting.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Cool, cool.